What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about whether or not it is worth it to buy a Scuf controller. So this is a Scuf Reflex FPS controller that I bought last July, and I wanted to make a review video on it because after using it for a little over half a year now, I have some thoughts on it, and I just wanted to share them with anybody else out there who was considering purchasing a pro controller or just a controller in general that has paddles on the back of it. So I'm gonna go over, first of all, some of the pros on this controller. So pros on this controller: we have swappable joysticks. You remove the faceplate on the front here and you are able to pop the joystick off. It comes with a couple of different options. It has a domed one, it has a concave one, like you normally have on a controller. You know, if you can kind of see that, one's concave and one is domed. Everything on the controller is digital. There is no rumble pack in it, so there's no vibration in it, which in FPS games you usually don't want those on anyway, unless you just like them. This one specifically, I don't remember if all of them comes with this, but the FPS Reflex FPS specifically comes with a rubber grip on it, which I must say I actually really like that. That is a feature that is a must-have. And you get hair triggers. So on your actual triggers, they're basically mouse clickers. So they are hairpin triggers. Another upside to this controller is that you don't need an external program to program the buttons. So basically on the back right here, it has a little programming button or a profile button, and you press and hold it, and I think it will either, I can't remember if it changes colors or flashes. I can't remember. It's been a bit since I've had to redo it. And you press the button that you want to sync to the paddle on the back. But I mean, once you do that, the controller overall, it works and operates beautifully. Until we get to some of the negatives on the controller, and this is my main problem that I have with this controller, and that's going to be going into the negative section here. The negative part of this controller is how much it breaks. I don't know if I am just the one-off of having this and it breaking constantly, but in the time that I've had this, in 6 months, I have had to send it in 3 times. I have never in my life had a controller that has broken as much as this. So unfortunately, with the fact that it has broken on me 3 different times. The first time it was the left joystick, the second time it was the right trigger, then the third time, the last time I sent it in, it was the right trigger. So unfortunately, because it has broken so many times, it's hard for me to recommend Scuf specifically to anybody to purchase, mainly because it comes down to the fact that you're paying a premium for this controller. This controller is not cheap. It's like $250-ish. I can't think, it might maybe a little bit more, like maybe 280, 270 after taxes. It's an expensive controller, and for it to break that many times and have to send it in, you might as well buy more than one. That way when one breaks, you can send it in and you have the other one to use. The first time it broke, I sent it in. It took 2-ish weeks to get it back. Nice, quick and simple and painless. I was happy with it. The second time, however, though, it took a month and a half to get this controller back. Because it took a month and a half, I had to buy another controller because I only had one. I am a normal person. I'm an average person. I don't have a lot of expendable cash, to say the least. I mean, I have my PC and everything, but I don't have $250 to just drop all the time. So something that would be more reliable as far as not breaking would be nice. I love the controller overall. My only problem with it, like I said, is the fact that if I sent it in every time and it took 2 weeks, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I would still need a backup controller, but a month and a half to get it repaired, that was where I was like, all right, now I'm kind of annoyed with it. And then the last time I sent it in, the third time I sent it in, when the right joystick went out, it took them like 2 weeks just to reply to me for a warranty repair request. So I have not used it again since I received it back the third time, mainly because I'm just kind of scared at this point in time for something else to break and me have to send it back again. And whenever the warranty is up, then what? So while it is a great controller, it has, as an average consumer, having to get it repaired and things breaking on it constantly, I don't have the best experience with this controller. Now, I am not sponsored by any controller manufacturer or anybody for that matter, period. I'm a small content creator, so I'm not big enough to gain anybody's attention yet, but I'm going to give you my honest opinion about something like this. I know that there are some other options out there as far as other controllers go. One is going to be the Xbox Series 2 Elite controller, Elite Series 2 controller, which is Microsoft Xbox's own pro controller. It comes with paddles on the back of it, and it has rubberized grips and hair trigger or trigger stoppers to make the triggers shorter distance. I had one of those for 2-3 years, worked spectacularly. Whenever this one was out, I've wanted to switch to the PS5 controllers, and so whenever my Scuf was in, I bought a DualSense Edge. This is basically the same thing as the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller, just PlayStation makes it. And the only downside I have with this controller is that you have to either have a PlayStation 5 to program it, or you have to have a third-party software off of Steam or DS for Windows to program the paddles and everything. With a Microsoft controller, it's Windows, so you can download the program on Windows and map everything. But with PlayStation, it's not as easy to work. Some other options out there are going to be aim controllers and Battle Beavers. Now, I haven't heard a lot about Battle Beavers, but aim controllers, I know a lot of people that have had them and they have nothing but good things to say. They still do have controllers that break, because I have seen some people complain about them breaking, but I don't know if it's as much as Scuf. Scuf is the most advertised controller company in the FPS scene that I think I've seen out of all of them. All of the controllers are roughly the same price, so it really just comes down to your preference. Aim controllers are the only ones that are kind of more expensive, but that depends on how much you want to customize, because you can literally fully customize every aspect of the controller. You can do the same thing with Scufs, but it's a little limited on what you can customize. You can't do every single aspect. Aim controllers, you can do literally everything. So those are some good options. My final thoughts on it, as far as would I recommend a Scuf controller to someone, is if you've got extra cash to spend, buy two. It's a great controller. Just be prepared to send it in for repairs and have a backup one. That would be my number one recommendation. So that's all I got for you. I appreciate you stopping by, watching the video. If you made it to the end here, please leave a comment. Let me know if you've dealt with any pro controllers or Scuf or aim controllers, anything like that. Let me know your thoughts on them. I'd love to know, and I'd love to hear, especially like aim controllers and Battle Beavers, if they deal with the same kind of issues, or if they are more reliable. The one thing I will say about Battle Beavers is that I don't like is that their buttons on the back, their paddles, are not actual paddles. It's like having an actual regular button on the back, which I don't know if I like. I would have to try one to really know if I didn't like it, but I don't know if I would. So that's all I got for you though. But like I said, leave me a comment. Please do consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. Stop by the streams and be sure to like the video. Helps push my channel out there more, so I can beat that algorithm. But that's all I got for you. I'll see you in the next one, and have a great rest of your day.